Hey there, everybody. So, the time is currently 11:56. I go to work tomorrow from 2 to 11, and it's time for the daily report. Now, it was quite a good day, I have to say. It started out quite strange. I woke up at like 7 a.m. to a cleaning lady who came in to help clean one of our rentees' rooms. So, that was interesting. In fact, I needed to use the restroom, but I'm the kind of person who doesn't really like interactions in the morning. I just like getting in and getting out. And I have this weird expectation in my brain that I'm like, oh, what if the person there wants to talk and I just want to use the restroom and go back to sleep? Like, that expectation is built within my head, even though it really shouldn't, because I'm pretty sure they just want to go and do their job and they don't want to really talk with any of the other tenants of the house. So, yeah, a very irrational fear, I guess you could say, or maybe just very illogical. But yeah, I basically waited until I knew that the lady was in cleaning the room until I went into the restroom, did my business, and then I got back into my room and just went to sleep again. Afterwards, when I woke up, I went straight to the coffee machine, made myself some black coffee, and I ate two Recess peanut butter eggs. They were candies that were already open, so I thought, well, might as well take advantage of the situation, right? While I was eating them, I was listening to a funny YouTube video about two guys who were talking about making AI songs based on ridiculous situations, like stepping on Lego pieces and other silly things that I'm forgetting right now. What kind of value did this video bring into my life? It was funny, it was entertaining. Yeah, pretty much it. Now, after that, I started watching a new Papa Meat video where he was talking about people trying to visit unattainable or distant tribes that are remote. Basically, no modern civilization communicating with them. And, when I was looking at the comments when watching the video while drinking my coffee, someone said, finally, I can eat. And that basically told me that, well, I haven't eaten yet. And I kind of want to eat while watching this Papa Meat video. I could make myself a nice egg McMuffin with bacon and cheddar cheese for breakfast, or I could spend $14 on a McDonald's double quarter pounder with cheese and a large fry and large Diet Coke. Which do you think I chose? Yeah, the McDonald's one. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was just in the mood for McDonald's. And I already had an Egg McMuffin yesterday, so I was like, well, might as well shake things up a bit, I guess. I mean, I already got paid on Friday, so I might as well live it up a little bit, treat myself, I guess. Even though, I don't know, maybe McDonald's isn't the thing you should be treating yourself to. Maybe you should instead look online for different restaurants or places you've never tried and then treat yourself to those places instead. But I didn't feel like doing that. I felt like being in a comfort bubble, and that's what I did. Yes, I got that exact order that I described. It was a pretty short trip forward and backward. We lived near a McDonald's. I remember asking the workers there their names so I could say thank you to them, and yeah, they seemed to like that. That was nice. Yeah, so I set up the burger, the fries, the ketchup, and the drink, all the food on a plate and just the drink in my hand, turned the Papa Meat video on the television, and I was watching it while eating, which is a practice that I did all the time way back in the day, and I honestly still do now. Probably not a great habit to keep around, if we're being honest with ourselves. But the video was very funny, very entertaining. Yeah, I liked it. It was good. What value did it bring? Reprieve from the life struggles that were going to be coming at me very soon. And what were those struggles exactly? Well, we are having a lot of people come over to the house tomorrow for an Easter party. And that means things need to be clean. So, yeah, after eating, it would be time to work on things like the dishes, like vacuuming, like sweeping the floors. Yeah, things like that. And that requires a lot of energy, a lot of work. And, it's also my day off. And I know you're supposed to use your days off wisely, use it to get things done. But I'm not going to lie. I did feel like I wish I just had more time to myself. But I guess that was the selfish part of me talking in my head, maybe. But yeah, it was a nice time. My youngest sister showed up and she helped around the house. She threw a lot of blankets in the washer and then the dryer and helped with the dishes. And then helped my mom with cooking a chicken dish, which was quite good. It was, I'm trying to remember what it was exactly. I think it might have been a turmeric curry. It was a curry, yes, with cauliflower rice, or at least crushed cauliflower, not cauliflower rice. And that was pretty good. I actually suggested us to watch a video about ancient megalithic structures in China. A YouTube channel called The Universe in You, I think is what it was called. It was a very interesting video. And my sister and mother were absolutely engaged by it because of all of the insane claims and pieces of evidence shown within this video. Claims about how there are apparently humongous pyramids that were built in China, and apparently the Chinese government doesn't want anyone to really know about them, so what they did was they put a bunch of dirt and trees on top of the pyramids to make them look like just normal hills, which I can't believe they are trying to hide that. That's really weird. But another interesting thing was there were these underwater caves that were only found in the early 90s by some fishermen who pumped water out of the cave and found these underground caves with meticulous carvings in them, which honestly was absolutely breathtaking. You see this and you're like, how did these people manage to carve this complex cave structure with perfect precision with old tools? It really makes you think that there was a far more advanced civilization back then than there is now. Really interesting. So yeah, after we were done watching that video, we'd frequently pause and ask questions, Google, and have discussions about what we thought about the video, and it was all quite very interesting, not gonna lie. But my sister wanted to leave after the video finished, and so she left, and then I wanted to listen back on my older videos to gain some insight into what I can do different in the future. And one of the things that I noticed was that I honestly haven't really went anywhere at all based on what I said in my earlier videos. I listened all the way up until the January 7th, and I really haven't changed that much at all. I don't want to put any emotions on that fact, because I know when things get way too emotionally charged, you missed the forest for the trees, and you don't see, you're too busy being distracted by where you aren't rather than where you are, I would say. And where I'm at right now is that, I'm completely enamored with all of the new technology that just consistently gets released. And this just constantly makes me not only interested, but also quite anxious for the future. Because you're getting, article after article, news article of the potential of this new technology not only bettering humanity, but also forcing a complete restructuring of humanity too. If we're getting to a point where robots can do a lot of human jobs, then how is that going to work for the economy? I know I've said this stuff before in previous videos where I'm universal basic income or things like that, but you're looking at how the trajectory of things are going right now, and it's honestly kind of hard not to see things go down this path of automation or of businesses not wanting to spend a lot of money on workers. So that's pretty much what's going on. It is a very uncertain future for a lot of professions and businesses. It's not just artists, but it's coders. could even be legal departments, like, lawyers. Who needs to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for a lawyer when you could just run your problem and then the court of law through ChatGPT, and then it generates an answer based on all of the information given to it, It's like, puts into question a lot of professions, we'll just put it that way. Yeah, that's crazy. Does make me wonder about the future of Generation Alpha and Beta. It's like, are they just gonna succumb to robot overlords, or will humanity still be 100% human ran? That's what I want to know. Future's wild, man. I try not to get upset or annoyed about it. I just kind of accept it for what it is, and I try to flow with it and see where it takes me. Yeah, but anywho, all this to say, I just need a solid thing I'm working towards, but I also need really good discipline. I am not a very good self-disciplined guy. So that's what I've learned. I need to wake up or get left behind. I don't want to get left behind, but if I continue down this trajectory, then that is a very strong possibility. So that's why, to find something and stick to it and work towards it. Whether that be video editing, storytelling, or art, I just need to find something that I like. I know AI has so many jobs, especially art-driven jobs, under threat. Because why pay an artist a good salary when you could just have ChatGPT spit something out that's good enough, right? But I think people see art as more than that, or I'd like to think that, Like, I don't look at art and say, oh, that was by ChatGPT. I look at it and go, that was by Genndy Tartakovsky, the creator of such hits as Samurai Jack and Primal. Or, oh man, that was the cool new art by Max Fleischer, the guy behind Betty Boop or Popeye. I like putting a name to the art because it gives it history and meaning and background and grit. And when you can put an amalgamous thing like generated by ChatGPT over it, it's just like a art stealer. But the sad thing is, in this fast world business, no one really cares about that. All people really care about is, it's a thing that looks like the thing that I want, and that's all I want. And I'm guilty of this too. I'm not pretending like I've never used ChatGPT and been like, oh, I'm ChatGPT free. No, in fact, I just used it like just a few minutes ago when I was curious about trying to generate a image based on the beginning of a book called Infinite Jest. So clearly, like, I'm no angel to this, and like I've had a whole video before, or many videos of me talking about using like the image gen software on ChatGPT to craft an alien abduction story. I understand the thrill. Seeing something that you feel like you had a participation in and then bringing that to life, or seeing it being brought to life using the power of artificial intelligence, is a lot of fun. Like, things that you never could have dreamed of ever making because of like the time, the money, the investment, the technology, everything. And suddenly now it's like magically at your fingertips, is a really cool feeling to have. But of course, everything has a cost. And the cost here is, I would suppose, perhaps artistic integrity. And yeah, I need to just develop myself to... Of course, I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater, because whether we like it or not, artificial intelligence will have just endless applications throughout endless facets of our lives well into the future. And we kind of just got to accept that, as much as we don't want to. Pandora's box is open. There's no turning back now. So, yeah. What was I talking about again? Well, yeah, listening back to my older videos and then reflecting on what I think about what I said. Right. Well, anyways, after that, I went back and... assisted with vacuuming the floors, sweeping the floors, including the bathroom, the kitchen, and the front of the house. And then afterwards, I did a deep meditation session while listening to binaural beats. And I could have sworn, after opening my eyes and looking up in the sky, I started to see like lights in the sky start appearing and then like drifting and then disappearing, and then appearing again, and then drifting, and then disappearing. Could have been my imagination, could have been Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind situation where I somehow managed to summon spacecrafts. It's probably not that. Maybe it was just a asteroid or a comet. Probably a comet. Maybe not. I don't know. It looked like it was under some kind of control because it appeared, it did this, then it moved around, then it went up, and then it disappeared again. So, and it looked kind of like a multicolored light that would switch from red to blue to green to white. It was like cycling through a whole bunch of different colors. It wasn't like a plane where like it blinks like on the sides, like doo, like red and green on either side of the wing. No, this one was more like just one light and changing colors, and it was like moving around and then disappearing and then reappearing on another part and then moving around and disappearing. Don't know what that was, but it was pretty interesting. Pretty cool. Afterwards, I made some biscuits. Then me, my mom, and our family friend had a nice little family discussion. Everyone went to bed. I was messing around with Sora video generation software to help bring some of Mom's story ideas to life, but Sora isn't such a great video generator. I used Kling for a lot of my alien abduction scenes, so because it's just much better, it's more accurate and adhered to your prompts. And then I started wondering what would the book Infinite Jest look like if you adapted that. And supposedly for ChatGPT's smartest model 04 mini, when I asked it to describe the book, it described it as being just Howlin' Condensa by himself in front of a metal table in front of two school deans, but I could have sworn from reading the book that it was 3 school deans talking with him, and he had his like uncle and another guy next to him. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Like, I read the book myself like multiple times, or at least the beginning multiple times. So yeah, very bizarre. Anyways, I decided to record this video, and that's pretty much the day. What did we learn today? I don't know. Work hard, persevere, and be good. There we go. All right, good night, everybody. Take care.